What is the 8-minute rule on YouTube? I hate YouTubers that ramble on, so I'm going to give you a short answer and then a long answer. Short answer, all this means is this. When a video on YouTube is longer than 8 minutes, the YouTuber themselves can put in mid-roll ads. This means that typically, as opposed to seeing an ad, let's say right when you start the video, which is very common on YouTube, you probably saw one right before this video started playing. You can also either automatically or manually, and I do suggest manually, insert in mid-roll ads. So let's say if you have a video that's 7 minutes long, that video will pretty much have an ad in the beginning, sometimes an ad at the end. I notice YouTube's experimenting with this, but typically an ad in the beginning, that's it. However, if you have a video that's 8 minutes and 30 seconds, for example, you could put in a bunch of different mid-roll ads at the 1 minute mark, 2 minute mark, 5 minute mark, 6 minute, and 23rd second mark. You can put it in however you want. Now, this is a big thing I suggest to a lot of YouTubers, if you can, is to make sure you get longer than 8 minutes, if possible, when it comes to your YouTube video. Now, a big thing I say though, and this is huge for YouTube, and we probably all know this, you have to make your YouTube video, in a sense, there's a bit of an asterisk on this, you have to make your YouTube video the correct length of time. A lot of people ask me like, hey Mark, how long should my YouTube video be? And my answer is, although it's maybe generic or not, as long as it has to be, right? Cut out the fluff. No one likes fluff. I have videos on YouTube, and I'm not exaggerating. For anyone who's watched my videos on this channel, for example, knows, I do some videos that are very long, more fireside chat style videos, which this video kind of is. This video is more of a blend of a fireside chat video, but also very technical. But I have other videos that are like, you want to know how to do something? Like I did one video about, for my rideshare drivers, about how to either pick Uber Eats deliveries or Uber rides on the Uber driver app. I think that video was like 40 seconds or a minute, right? Like it was so incredibly short. And in YouTube terms, and to some YouTubers, like, why would you post a minute video? That's a waste of time. You should make it longer. You should drag things out. No, I made that video 1 minute because I don't want to waste people's time. And I want to make the video as quick as it has to be. And I also want to speed run it, so to speak, so people can watch that video, go on with their life. And I've noticed that video, I don't know how many views it has now, but I probably should have checked before this video, but it's gotten thousands upon thousands of views. And it's, if anything, done really well on YouTube, I think just because people are like, wow, this is a great video, and it answers my question, and it doesn't waste my time. I have other videos I've done that are, again, very, very quick. Less than a minute. That could be like a YouTube short, for example, which, by the way, I'm not the biggest fan of. Maybe a different subject for a different video. So the biggest thing, one, I say to a lot of YouTubers, is if you are watching this video being like, I don't know, though. Like, I on this video, it's 5 minutes. I feel like I can't really squeeze out an extra 3 minutes. Keep it at 5. Quality over quantity for sure. The second thing, though, that I say to a lot of YouTubers when it comes to YouTube length, if you can, is longer videos pretty much always outperform shorter videos. Not always, but a big caveat of this, is there any way you can add in extra information? So I guess in a funny way, and almost like an inception way, so to speak, that's what I'm doing on this video, right? I started off with answering, what is the 8-minute rule on YouTube? This video could have easily been 20 seconds. Oh, by the way, if you have a video over 8 minutes, you can put in mid-roll ads. That's pretty much it. That's the whole 8-minute rule. But now I'm going into more heavy YouTube techniques involving YouTube length. So I'm kind of using the same technique on this video, kind of redundant, or is it recursion or recursive when it comes to programming? But anyway, a big thing when it comes to YouTube, and I say this to a lot of people, is can you take that concept and extrapolate on it that's not adding in fluff? And this could sometimes be hard to do, I'll be honest. I sometimes struggle with this when I wanted to make a video that was longer, but I didn't want to seem like I was rambling on, because there's nothing more annoying than you watch a YouTube video, and you're like, and it's like, how to do this. And you're like, okay, cool. And then they ramble for 10 minutes, talking about God knows what. And then you're like, just tell me how to do the effing thing I looked at this video for, right? YouTube, I did a video about this a while ago. YouTube actually got put under fire because they had like a tweet that said, no one, absolutely no one, YouTubers, okay, after 15 minutes, let's jump into the video. And it's like, it's super annoying. This is why I literally have videos that are a minute on my channel, because I hate wasting people's time. But there is a way to make them longer and solve the need of the person and in doing so in a very smooth manner. I think, in my opinion, one of the best people with this is Vsauce, right? I mean, he doesn't really do that many videos anymore. He was kind of like, in my opinion, one of the OG YouTubers, especially in the educational space. And I remember he had one video, which I think is like a prime example of doing this, is what color is a mirror? Spoiler alert, not to spoil this video, it's green, right? Kind of cool, I guess, that every mirror has like a green hint to it. And the video that he made was, what color is a mirror? And I think within the first 30 seconds to a minute, the answer was green. So you're like, oh, well, that's the video. No, I think the video was like, I'm not sure how long it was, maybe like 10-ish minutes long, give or take a minute. I can't remember exactly. But then he went on to talk about optics and the lighting of mirrors. And why is that green? Like, why, if you look in a mirror, why is mirror technically the color green? What about lighting and optics and science in general makes it that? What happens? And so we started going down this rabbit hole. They didn't feel like he was rambling on. He didn't waste your time. You got the answer that you wanted when it comes to the YouTube video. Mirrors are green. But he added more extra information that was more interesting. So that's a big thing I suggest to a lot of YouTubers, especially now in this day and age. I'm even going to call it a lot of other YouTubers have as well, almost the anti-beastification of YouTube, where as a result of Mr. Beast, his videos are very fast-paced, super quick and stuff like that. Now, though, things are a bit more slow and easy on YouTube. You look at people like Sam Sulek is a prime example of this, where his videos are like 45 minutes, some of them even an hour and a half. His videos are full-length movies to an extent, and people watch them a lot. So people are liking the longer format content on YouTube. And a big thing I suggest to a lot of YouTubers is if you can make your video longer in general without wasting people's time, but answering their questions, being helpful, that's a huge thing. And a big thing I suggest for a lot of YouTubers as well is when someone watches your video, look at it in two different ways. Are they being educated or are they being entertained? If they're being, and sometimes it's a combination of both, right? Kirkus Scott is a good example. I think the biggest education channel on YouTube, where Kirkus Scott makes mind-blowing videos, incredible videos, some of the best videos on YouTube in my opinion, in terms of quantum physics and biology and science. And their videos, right, are just incredibly captivating and of course incredibly well made. And it makes sense that they do as well as they do, right? And their videos aren't extremely long, but they answer, like I said, the big point of understanding that you're answering the question in a fulfilled manner without adding in fluff. And they're just one thing after another. They're incredibly well made, right? And so a big thing I suggest to a lot of YouTubers is if you can, try to make your videos longer and try to understand, like I said, coming back to that point, are you being entertained or educated? In Kirkus Scott's example, given their video length and how they do everything, it's kind of a combination of both, right? But for some YouTubers, it might be you're just trying to be super funny, be funny for as long as possible, and vice versa when it comes to education. Now, the third thing I want to bring up on this video, which kind of leads me down this interesting rabbit hole that I know, depending on who you are, you feel mixed about, is mid-roll ads. Because what's the magic about 8 minutes? Nothing really. It's not like if you have a video that's over 8 minutes, YouTube is going to promote it more. YouTube likes longer format content because YouTube wants people to stay on YouTube as long as possible. But a big thing that comes up though is, well, if I do post a video or I post multiple videos that are over 8 minutes, should I put in mid-roll ads? Is that worth it or not? I am going to do a dedicated video about this in the future. My answer is yes. Now I know a lot of viewers are like, Mark, there's no way. But here's a big thing. One, and I think actually, just the biggest thing is one, having more mid-roll ads will make you more money for the same videos you're posting anyway. If you go in retroactively, go back into your old videos and retroactively add in mid-roll ads, you'll make money for the same content that exists. The second thing, and again, I'm going to do a dedicated video about this, so I'll kind of scrape the surface here. I started posting on Reddit. Reddit is sometimes, I'm not going to lie, side note, genius and amazing when it comes to finding like very specific information. And it was on the partnered YouTube Reddit. And it was all about mid-roll ads. And they were talking about a study where they found that by putting mid-roll ads in on a video, the audience retention did not change whatsoever, which was kind of mind-blowing to me. In case you know, audience retention means how long does someone watch a video. And what they found is that if, like, say you had a 10-minute video, let's say there's 3 mid-roll ads, people still watch that video for the same length of time as if there wasn't any ads. I think for a couple of different reasons. I think one, back in the day, I remember still the day, I generally do still remember this, did YouTube put in ads? And everyone was like, WTF, like, I used to watch YouTube for free, and I have to watch an ad before I watch a video. Now people are just used to it. They're like, whatever. And then I remember when mid-roll ads came out. People were like, oh my God, I'm not going to watch an ad in the middle of a video. No way. Now people just skip it. Or they're like, oh, this is a mid-roll ad. Whatever. No, of course, no one likes watching ads. Kind of stupid to say, but it's important for this video. No one likes watching ads. However, I think people do understand. When it comes to YouTube, I've posted videos and maybe a collection of videos. Take the videos on this channel, whether it's about Lyft and Uber or accounting or YouTube or whatever. I posted a collection of videos that I could have easily packaged together and sold for $50 as a course or whatever. However, you get to watch my videos for free. I think a lot of people forget that, or not necessarily forget that, but I think people now, as much as they may forget it, are now more in commonplace like, oh yeah, the YouTuber gets paid because I'm seeing an ad, and I'm watching this video for free. I mean, there are some videos I watch on YouTube that I'm like, if you take a step back and really look at like how well the video is produced, like Mr. Beast is a good example, you're like, I get to watch this for free, as opposed to going to the movie theater and paying for a movie, right? Like, I mean, it's amazing the powerhouse that is YouTube. So I think people are now more used to mid-roll ads. The second big thing when it comes to mid-roll ads, a lot of YouTubers, I think, don't actually know, is that when you place a mid-roll ad in YouTube Studio, so let's say I have a video that's 10 minutes long, and I place a mid-roll ad on minute mark 3 and minute mark 6. So I have 2 mid-roll ads. That is not an ad appearing in the video. It is a suggestion for an ad to appear in the video. Like I said, I'll do a dedicated video about this because I think a lot of people forget that. They think, oh my God, like say if I have a 10-minute video and I put in an ad at every 30-second mark, so there's gonna be like almost 20 ads in the video. No, there won't be almost 20 ads. It's a suggestion. And YouTube is ultra smart to determine some people are more, I'd say, tolerant with mid-roll ads than other people. There are some people that if they got, let's say, one mid-roll ad, and I do think they're rare, but let's say you got one mid-roll ad, they'd X out. So YouTube says, okay, we're going to show that one person less mid-roll ads. Another person might say, hey, you know what? I got 2, but I like the video. I just skip the ads, or it's a 10-second wait. I don't really care. YouTube will actually show them more mid-roll ads because they know they are more tolerant. And so that's why I suggest to a lot of people with the 8-minute mark, making videos longer than 8 minutes brings up the whole question of not just making videos longer, but should you put in mid-roll ads or not? My answer is yes. In case you're curious on this channel, I'll be very honest, very, very transparent. I have a mid-roll ad. Any single time I produce a video that's over 8 minutes, I put a mid-roll ad in at every 2-minute mark. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The list goes on and on. And you'd be surprised. There's been some times I watch my own YouTube video on a different channel. I've kind of like a fake channel I use to watch my own YouTube video to see how would someone not me view this video, if that makes sense. I try to look at it through like a third person's perspective. And there's sometimes I watch my videos that are, let's say, 10 or 20 minutes long, and I get no ads at all. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I definitely put in mid-roll ads, but I didn't get any. There's other times I get 1 or 2, right? So YouTube is always testing this. And this is what I suggest to a lot of YouTubers in terms of having that 8-minute mark there. If your video's over 8 minutes, 1, it's longer. That's going to be better, et cetera, et cetera. But again, ignore the fluff. This is why on this channel, sometimes I have videos that are 30 minutes long. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but you can tell this video is definitely going to be over 8 minutes, at least I think, that are more fireside chat, me giving information, et cetera, et cetera. However, there's other times where I'm like, I'm going to give a quick video that's, 40 seconds long to answer this one particular question because I don't really think I can add in any extra information, or I kind of don't want to. The video should be super, super short. Someone Googles it, they watch my video, they get their answer, they move on with their day, right? So first thing with the 8-minute mark, of course, making videos longer, that will help. But the second big thing is with mid-roll ads, you'd be surprised that I did this on my channels. I actually tested out. I have 4 different YouTube channels, in case you didn't know. I went in and I added in tons of mid-roll ads ever since I saw that Reddit post. My revenue spiked on YouTube, and if anything, views were the same, if not better. Audience retention was the same, if not better. So I was making more money with the same kind of metrics in a sense. And it's just the phrase in a sense. Why not do mid-roll ads? They're a lot better than you think. And I know some people watching this are like, Mark, no, don't suggest mid-roll ads. But the data doesn't lie, right? One of my favorite kind of aspects about studies are studies that we think something doesn't affect us, or it does affect us, or it doesn't. And our opinion on it is the opposite. What I mean is, Take TV sitcoms. They did a study and they said, hey, do you like when there's a laugh track in the background? The common answer was no. They're like, oh, I don't like a fake laugh track. It's annoying. It's cheesy. It ruins the show. But when they studied people, and this is probably not surprising to like a lot of people, you can see where I'm going with this. When they did a huge study with people, they found that when a laugh track was in a show versus wasn't, people enjoy the show more with the laugh track and less without the laugh track. So even though people said they didn't like the laugh track, in terms of talking about it, in practicality, they did, right? Same thing with mineral ads, that although people might say, oh, I don't like them, trust me, you're going to make way more money in doing so. But in order to do so, in order to have those mineral ads, in order to, like, say, make your videos longer and get bigger metrics, because you're keeping people on YouTube longer, which means YouTube is ranking your videos higher, the number one thing is, if you can, without wasting people's time and without adding in fluff, see if you can make your videos over 8 minutes.